Perfectly.
Okay.
Because for a while, I would say, you don't understand what I'm doing. That was so long ago.
Right.
I would tell you this, I believe, that you didn't have this power, you didn't have this technology. I remember when I was in 6th grade, I wanted a cell phone.
Right.
And I would just say, well, my friend has it. And then you'd be like, you don't need a phone. Like, how do you know? You didn't have a phone when you were this age. Phones weren't even out. Just like joking around with you.
Right.
But realistically, the phone wouldn't do me any good. Who am I calling or texting at 6th grade? That makes no sense. So.
Right. I understand. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So young people. So Nicholas is telling you now. He's saying, hey, your parents know where you are. They understand what you've been going through. They understand what you're feeling. So just at least give them a shot. You know, is that right, Nicholas?
Yeah, that's completely right.
Okay. All right. Now this is a deeper question. It says, when you get married, what will you do different with your family that we're doing with ours? And remember now, you have total immunity. You have total immunity because we're trying to be real. And if you agree, fine. But what would you do? What would you add? What would you subtract? What would you take away? What would you do with your family when you get married? And I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying that when he finishes his degree, when he gets a good job, and he'll get married. And then he'll have a family that way. So that's how we're putting it in order. I know that may not be the common way that people are putting families in order, but this is how we're doing it. So, Nicholas, how would you do that?
Well, in your order, I go to Liberty University, so I'm going to have a ring by spring. I'm already saying it.
Oh, no.
I'm joking around.
Explain ring by spring before you go there.
Liberty University is a great Christian university, and at times it seems like people are getting married very fast because they're in love and they love the God and they love each other. And I honestly believe because they've been sheltered their whole life and now they have all that freedom. So the common concept of ring by spring is that people get married pretty quickly at Liberty University.
Okay.
But what I would do different with my family, not really that much. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head of what I would do different. I believe that the punishment was correct. I believe that everything I've learned at home was biblically based. That there was a reason I was getting in trouble for doing the things I was doing. Like, I wouldn't get a beating for not... If I was doing something right, I wouldn't get a beating.
Oh, no. Are they going to call it... Oh, you're grown now, so they can't get us. Okay.
Statute of limitations is already over.
Statute of limitations over, okay.
Oh, yeah. I used to get beat like a slave. But... but... the things that I was doing and the way it was explained to me, it was really biblically based. And I really enjoyed that how, wow, I didn't enjoy getting beating, but I enjoy now looking back of how I can look back and say, yeah, there's a reason he did that to me. There's a reason I'm the man I am today. So there's not much I would do different, I would say so.
Okay, all right, perfect. And that's the thing that Minister Lana talked about the rod of his word, and there's something that she said about many times about when we correct our children, it gives them direction and it puts them on the right pathway, and you cannot overlook that avenue. And we're going back to a couple more questions with Nicholas, but you cannot overlook that avenue of correction. Correction is absolutely necessary. It allows the person to think about what they're doing and the ramifications of that. Could you imagine if we had a society where there were no policemen, where there was no military? We couldn't even sleep in our homes at night. And we have peace now because we know that the policemen are patrolling our areas, that we have security alarms, and because there are boundaries, and the family values are based on boundaries. I mean, we have to have boundaries, and I know we have to love each other. But unless we have boundaries represent the foundation. It represents on where we go and how we go. Every building that's built, it starts with the foundation. And so we can't get caught into must-see TV and all those things. And we talk about the new normal and the different versions of families and all these things. And I understand what's popular now, but just because it's popular, it doesn't mean that it's right. And so we have to understand then what does the Bible say? What did God say? God had specific words in which he told us how to run our families and how to do things. And we cannot veer off that. We have to. I know we seem like the weirdos because we wait to have families after we get married, and we wait to have premarital sex after we get married. I know we are the weirdos and we're the people that's different in society, but you have to have a foundation there into which you stand. And so I'm excited about the family values and excited about being able to represent true values in America. Last question I have for you, Nicholas. Do you feel confident that you can make it in society? Do you feel confident that you can make it in society? I just, first of all, just on your behalf, do you feel confident because the way you were raised with the family values? Do you feel? And I want you to say it, and think about it for a second. Do you feel confident that the teaching, the training, the examples that were before you, with seeing those things, looking now, do you feel like you can make it in society?
Yes, sir, I completely do. And I think the one thing I like you said when you stated was the examples. Somebody asked me one day, is it better to be a good teacher or a good leader? And my answer was a good leader. Because if you lead correctly, people are going to learn from you.
Right.
Every lesson you learn doesn't have to be taught in a classroom or taught and directly told to you. You can learn by watching somebody do it correctly.
Okay.
And not to put you on the spot here, but I feel like you're the excellent example of a man. And not if you don't know this, guys. I'm not trying to put anybody down right now. But Pastor Van Dyke is not my actual biological father, which is like a whole nother explanation to me for a man to come in and take another man's child in and raise him as his own. It's like a whole nother level of man to me. And that's like the best example or leader to follow. So I feel like following you and listening to you and learning from you is helps me go into the world and I can face society. And the way I was raised up about having not completely sheltered, but still sheltered in a way that I'm not outside doing crazy stuff or outside gangbanging or anything crazy. But I was still to the point where I've been in the world and seen some things, but not too crazy, but still sheltered with a godly-based focus in our household.
Okay.
So yes.
Well, that's good. I mean, and it's amazing that you say that. It's funny that when people see us together and people that don't know the situation where I'm not your biological father, it's amazing how many people say, wow, he looks just like you. My dad said that if you feed them enough, they will look like you. And I really believe that it's called spiritual DNA. We can impact people's lives. I mean, God has brought us here to impact lives, and I really believe that with Nicholas, I mean, we're extremely proud of what he's doing. But God has given us values that we must live by. I mean, our job as parents, his mother and I, our job as parents is to raise him up that he can become a good husband, a good father, good provider, good spiritual leader. And that's where we are today on this show, just talking about family values. And if you have any questions about it, you can actually send me an email at amvandyke@aol.com or nccpastorv@aol.com. You can respond to the show. Just let us know what you think about it, what you thought about it. But also, I just want to let you know, coming up on Wednesday, May the 1st, my first book release, The Power of Words, will come out on the ebook version on Nook and Kindle on Wednesday, May the 1st. Well, you may say, well, I don't have a Kindle or Nook. Well, you can download the app on your iPhone or Android phone, and you can actually get the book. And you can go to Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com and download the app for download and purchase the book. We're excited about it because The Power of Words is a project that I've been working on for a few years, because we do understand one thing, that death in life is in the power of the tongue, and you can change your own world by the words that you speak. This book is a 31-day devotional designed to change your vocabulary and outlook on life. We're excited about it. We're believing that this book is going to be a bestseller in multiple categories. So on Wednesday, support us by going to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and purchasing The Power of Words, Anthony Van Dyke. And if you go to Barnes & Noble's website, Our book will be directly beside Joyce Meyer's there. So we're excited about this thing. If you don't have a Nook or Kindle, you can download the app, and then you can buy the book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, or actually just Google Anthony Van Dyke, The Power of Words, and there are multiple sites that you can purchase the book from or download the app, and so we're excited about that. But also, it will be released in hardcover in the bookstores on October the 1st. So we're hoping that once you get the book and once you start reading the first day, go back and write reviews on it, and then when it gets into the stores, you'll probably want to give these books away for guests, to family and friends. So we're excited about that you tuned into our show today called Family Values. Nick, do you have any final words, any things that you want to share with the people today as we conclude this awesome talk today on family values?
Yes, sir. This is kind of off topic, but you kind of tested it a little bit with if you're going to reach, as I'm talking to the Christians now, if you want to reach a homosexual, and one thing I really this has been like burning on my heart. One thing I really suggest is not condemn them, because no matter what, we all sin. Yes, I know it's a sin. It's a complete sin. It says it's a sin. We all know that. But we also got to remember we sin every day. So remember when they were saying, let's stone this woman, and Jesus said, he without sin cast the first stone. So I just want to encourage people, when you go to a homosexual to talk to them, don't go, hey, you're sinning. Because I can turn around and say to you, hey, you're sinning every day. Right. I just want to say, just encourage them that God loves them, and that they're still a child of God, no matter what. That's just a kind of thing on my heart that I see that all the time, and it really bothers me at times. Wow. So I just wanted to state that.
Well, I didn't know that you was coming with that, Nick, and I tell you what, it's amazing that I come in contact with people all the day that of different sexual orientations, and God has really asked me to pour my heart out to those people as well, because I really believe that the God we serve can save anybody, and that there are situations that people have went through in their life that have caused them to make drastic changes. And so we're not going to get into the semantics of it, but it's right. The love of God, if we that name the name of Christ, we should be the ones that love unconditionally. Right. We should love the most. We hate the sin, but we love the people. Yeah. And that's the great thing with this thing called Christianity, is that we don't like the sin, but we love the people. And that's the thing where we learn to separate. We can separate those things, and we can make a difference in the lives of other people. I'm excited. So if you will, you can send me your responses from today's broadcast. And remember, you can send it to amvandyke@aol.com. And if I'm still online, I only have about another minute, I'll be off the air. And if you send it to nccpastorv@aol.com, if you send your question, comments, what I'll do, I guarantee you, I will address that question for you on next week's broadcast. And then, but not just on next week's broadcast, but I'll also address it to you personally over the next few minutes if you decide to send me an email. But one other thing you can do for us, we're asking you to tell people about what we're doing on the Anthony Van Dyke Show on Sundays at 7 p.m. We're excited about it. Tell people about the show. You can also on YouTube. I think there's a link on YouTube now. The show's on YouTube. So a lot of people are responding to the show. They're listening to the show. But we want to keep talking about it because we need to create a forum where our voices can be heard. And this is a forum where our voice can be heard and where we can spread truth and we can help people of all ages and walks of life. Well, we'll see you next week. Also remember to go on May the 1st, go to Barnes & Noble or Amazon and download the book called The Power of Words. Thank you very much and have a great night. And Nicholas, thank you very much for being part of the broadcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.